Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on a slice of life, a slice of life. You know, if you're watching me, baby, what are we all about? We're all about super aging, getting older without getting old. And today was a good example. Today was a good example of getting older without getting old, because guess what you had to have today? Discipline. Discipline. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You needed some self-discipline today. Why did I say that? Well, you know today was today for the DEI boycott. We're not the Montgomery 381. That was a phenomenal move. But we are DEI one day, February 28th. So people did not go out and shop today. And I thought that was important to talk about discipline, because it brought something up. Didn't you have to think twice about all day? Oh, I need this. Oh, it took discipline. I was like, oh, I got to go get this. Oh, I need this. Oh, I forgot to get this. All day I was, wow. We all had to come to our senses today and think about being disciplined. It was something we may not have had to do or think about all the other days, because there's no discipline. We just get up and do da 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 da. But today we had to be intentional with our discipline. And I thought it was a good thing. How about you, baby? Was it a good thing for you to be intentional with your discipline? It today required you to be intentional about your thoughts and your movements and what you were going to do and how you were going to do it. I think it's wonderful that we had this day for two reasons. One, of course, is to send a message. I don't know if a message got sent or anybody even cares about the message. I'm inclined to believe that nobody really cares, but we'll find out later. But number two, you can look when you point a finger, the thumb comes back with some of that. Some of today came back on us. Some of the day gave us an opportunity to pause and think about the discipline associated with making up your mind that you're not going to spend any money. I actually think today is the beginning, maybe the beginning of a good idea that would be like a snowball, and it just keep going and going and going, not to turn into an avalanche and bury us, but instead have you think about your spending habits. Have us think more about our spending habits. I'm one to talk. I like stuff, I like this, I like this, I like crystal this, and and I just got this, and that and the other. But you stop and think about it, like, what does it all mean what does it all mean in the end? Yes, I like to put it on for me, but when I got 20 of them, why do I have 20 of them? It just, I thought it was a good day for pausing. What about you? Was it a good day today in terms of you stopping and catching yourself? And tomorrow, will you just be ready to go out there and spin, or will you be able to catch yourself tomorrow? And did it give you an opportunity to think about where all your money was going and why certain people are in the White House and you don't see anybody else in the White House? Not because of selectivity. Let's just say billionaires. Where is it a place? Is it a think tank? Dr. Wanda Speedback, maybe I ask you, is it a think tank? Because I love think tanks. Is it a think tank where all the billionaires go? Is it a place? So there's a place where all the five families of the Republic people meet. The United States of America is one thing, the Republic is another thing, okay? And so all those people meet somewhere, but what about the Republic of Black America? Why is it the Republic of Black America? You came out of my era. See, my era, we marched. That's why I got that mark on my arm. You see, where the man put his cigarette out on my arm. We demonstrated, because that's what we knew. We had the 381 days in Montgomery. We didn't have that, but we did enough over here in Atlanta with the Atlanta student movement. I just love you all. But I said all that to say that discipline thing, I wanted to kick in. And I want today actually to be the very first day that we revamp, that we come up with an addendum to the DEI and actually move away from the whole DEI and move more towards intentional spending as a group. Intentional spend. I know we're not a monolithic. I got all that. But I'm saying, an intentional movement. When we were at the Atlanta student movement, we, Charles Black and Lonnie King and, Otis Moss Jr., the father, yes, because that's the son is the third. Otis Moss Jr. and Dr. Herschel Sullivan, Shalinor Rosalind Pope, Dr. Rosalind Pope. They weren't doctors at the time, but that whole crew of people, Julian Bond, there was some strategies in place. And see, so while we have come together, I'm happy that the word has gotten out. Can we take it one step farther? Yeah, one step further, and say, let's do some intentional development of where our dollars are going to be going. You see, because I'm not sure that anybody in the billionaires room cares about our $1 trillion that we have. Because number one, they know that we're not going to all be together. There were people in Walmart today. They took the cameras out. It was some black people in Walmart, plenty of them. Black people in Target, plenty of them. Plenty of us. Black people were everywhere shopping today, just plenty of them. Plenty of them. I don't mean nothing. We're going to always have some doubting Thomases. No pun intended to all of us. But I said all that to say that it's a discipline thing that I think that's the last pillar of what Black America may have to look at as we look at our overall growth from the 300 and so many years of chattel slavery. It's a discipline. We missed that part. We definitely missed the working together. We were so busy wanting to emulate, all of us, because who was our model of humanity? That's a sentence out of Pablo Freire's Pedagogy of the Oppressed. The question asked is, who was our, and I asked that on my exams many times, who was our model of humanity? You see, we didn't have a model. We only knew what we knew, and the success looked that way because we didn't know ours was this not success. And so we had to look somewhere for what looked like success. And we've been acculturated, I'll say, so we didn't know much more. But now it's a new day. I have a song like that on Amazon.music. Y'all listen to my music. But it's a new day now. And the youngins, the young people, they have what do they call? It's a name for them. They got a grasp on togetherness. They may not know the Atlanta student movement the way we did, but they have an understanding of working together. They know more about it than we know. And then here's another point I want to make about today. Did you really have to tell the young people, or did the young people remind you, Daddy, we're not going to get any gas today, remember? Daddy, Mama, we're not doing that today, remember? Because I think they understand much more than we do. So today, we're talking about discipline and whether or not you were disciplined today, and whether or not there is a discipline we need to talk about, and whether or not, there's some intentional work we need to do as a people. You see, we don't need a leader anymore. A leader is the target. no pun intended, but you saw how leaders are destroyed. But it's a whole lot of us to just destroy. You just got to learn. They did it now. Hitler did it, and it's possible to be done again. No, don't get me wrong, but it's enough of us on social media to know how to put something out there in such a way to make sure we understand the new Underground Railroad and the intention of our movements and our direction and our decisions. It should be intentional. And some of that is going to be evolved around discipline, self-discipline, making sure that you calculate your moves. You see, that's self-discipline. When you make sure you calculate your moves. I used to tell people that I can cross enemy lines in the daytime and the nighttime. That takes a skill. Do you have that skill? Do you have that skill? That's a skill we might need to develop. Why don't we just start there? Can you cross enemy lines in the daytime and the nighttime? See, in the nighttime it's easy to cross enemy lines, but in the daytime, you're out there in the front. How do you do that? Some of you had that corporate training. You know how to cross those enemy lines in the daytime and the nighttime. You see, we need to read James Baldwin. My student just finished reading James Baldwin. If Black English isn't English, then tell me what is. We need to get that vocabulary again. We need to get those quilts again. We need to get that hairstyle again. You need to get that look. Have you ever been go to a corporate meeting and you're the only Black person at the corporate meeting, and then another Black person comes in and you look at one another because you know you're both tokens. Mm-hmm. You ever done that? And they don't know, and they want to introduce you. John, this is Louise. Louise, this is John. And you go, hi. But you already looked past. They don't even know you looked at each other. See, we got to go back to that. James Baldwin talks about that. See, I know we code switch. I used to do it all the time. It's a skill. Now, speaking of skills and self-discipline, let me just digress for a minute. When I was a kid, what about you? I don't know. I'll just ask. Did you ever hear of the language called Pig Latin? P-I-G Latin. I was thinking about Pig Latin. What is that? And my mom used to octave in a igpe atenlay. And she used to speak in pig Latin. And you couldn't wait to figure it out. And they would just talk all over you in pig Latin. I mean, very well. Stop and think about that. Stop and think about what I just said. You had parents that spoke pig Latin. Stop and think about how powerful that was. Mm-hmm. And they want you to know what they were talking about. And then you learned it, you see. You learned how to do it. It was code switching before you knew it. But it was also a discipline. It was an Underground Railroad. It's all the things that we have forgotten. All the things we were taught that we have forgotten. You must be intentional. You just can't get out here. Why did WSB list all the days of the DEI movement and say which stores on what days? Why is that? Why is that? Why did they do that? Why was that something that, why was it all over Facebook? You have enough cell phone numbers to text one another, right? You just talk too much. We haven't learned. You haven't learned that you haven't learned. You haven't learned. We haven't learned. In order to make you need to read The Art of War. You know, it's the surprise. It's the surprise. It's the surprise. Let me say it again, Reno, for the people in the back. It's the surprise tactic that makes a difference. Go on with what you're doing, but get your discipline together. You know, build up what you need to build up. This is a great time to go in business. I know you all, I tell you all the time, this is an awesome time to be in business. This is an amazing time to start a business. You said people are being laid off. What are you looking at? You looking at that. You're so surface. I'm not talking to anybody that's looking at the surface. I'm with the gravitropic people. You know, I'm gravitropic. I'm with the gravity. Y'all come on with me into the dirt, into the ground, and build on roots. The gravitropic people. Are you out there? Who are you? The people who are just like, wait, she got a point. This is a great time to start a business. The problem may be not the business, but who gonna buy from you. There are some people who will buy from you. There's some others that are buy from you because we don't have enough sense to buy from each other. We really do not. That you hear me talk about it all the time. I'm so disappointed. We were so together in the 60s and the 70s. And I don't know what we got to do to get together in the 25s. What do we call that? The 24s and the 25s and the 26s. But we can do it. And we don't have to announce everything. You don't have to announce, so the days are out there. The problem is you need to talk to one another about being intentional and being disciplined and watch our dollars. Where are they going? I like fine stuff. FINE. I do. But there's some black people that know how to make some fine stuff. So you're going to say, Georgianne, don't you tell me one more thing you know how to do. Well, I am. Do you all, how many out there, if somebody out there, raise your hand, you have a line of, you got one of my fur vests. We would be going well now if people didn't try to tell me how to do it and just let it go and just not, it was so, I don't even know what got into people. I don't know. It would just make the best and let me decide what I'm going to pay, how I'm going to charge people. People love the vests. They still have them today. I have a new design now. I just haven't put them out there. I'm waiting for Shayla, one of my students, to come and help me. And waiting for me too, because I need to get on it. My good friend Bev, my Spelman sister, and a divine nine from another mother, Beverly Maddox. She knows how much I want to do these, my new vests, because vests have always been my thing. I have a stack of designs in there. And one of my students, when I was in the classroom, did a vest for me to copyright. I think I found all that one day. But I said all that to say that I think it's time you can do a business. Just think of things that you want to do and you haven't done. I think about all the things I still need to do. And just be more intentional about it. That's what I'm saying. And get on the discipline kick. Now I wrote a note. I said, if you're going to be disciplined, what was today about? DEI? It was. But it was also about setting clear goals. This is maybe one of the few times since Charles Black and the students throughout the country in the 60s that we set some clear goals. Now, Jamal Bryant got some goals, and different ones, different places have some goals. But I wish they would all get on the phone and talk to one another and just set some clear goals. You don't have to put it on just in your sermon. You don't have to put it out for WSB and all of them can copy it and talk about it. Just get it done. So set some clear goals on what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And they didn't have a network TV and all that back there in Montgomery, but they got it done. So today was about setting clear goals. as we work on self-discipline. It was also about creating a plan. And what is the end result? What did we want from today? Was it clear? Was it behavior objective, or was it learning outcome anywhere identified for us to see at the end of the day? Because at the end of the day, you said, what I need more than one thing. The money impact is not enough. It's not enough because they got a lot of money. They got more money than we got. They do. So one day is not gonna impact many of them. But what else did they learn from it? Was there some other learning outcomes that we wanted them to have? And why that couldn't be structured somewhere. So there's some structure I thought was missing. I'm not the one to do all that. I'm just bringing it to your attention. As we talk about self-discipline, if we're talking about what we did today, as we talk about self-discipline for ourselves. Because what I'm talking about happened today also needs to happen for us, to Georgianne, to you. What was your self-discipline today? How did you self-discipline yourself? I told you every minute I was like, I need to go get, no. I didn't even go get my medicine today. And I went to the doctor yesterday. Speaking of, put a pin in it. My feet feel better. To the person, I sent him a text. He didn't send me a text back. So I don't like to worry people. But I want you all to know that the gentleman who gave me the salve, my feet feel better. And my drink, I think it's all right. I've been trying to find out if that's something I need to refrigerate. So I'm kind of on that. I saw it yesterday. I liked it. But somebody needs to tell me, do you refrigerate it? I don't know. I don't have that part. Okay, I'm digressing. All right, so creating a plan to achieve. And next, prioritizing. You had to prioritize today. You had to say, I went yesterday. Like yesterday, we went to Whole Foods. And but did you go get all your stuff you needed yesterday? And so that was a prioritizing. I think we did pretty good on that. And then when you got up to date, you prioritize how you're going to get around, not going anywhere. Because, when you pass Dunkin' Donut and you pass Krispy Kreme, you've been going there every day. You've been going there you can pass McDonald's and you go there and get pancakes every day. Okay. Well, that was a kind of a discipline thing, but did you prioritize? And then responsibilities. What else did I write for responsibles? This is really important. Setting standards for the kids. You got little babies. You got 6 and 7 and 8-year-olds. We have 11-year-old. And we said, we're not buying anything. And we told her why. Did you tell your people, your kids, why and what's going on? They need to know that lesson. See, there were lessons to be taught today. You see. But did you teach any lessons today? I meant to make a note of that. Did you teach lessons today? Because it was very important that today was just not, it's a DEI day. What you need to have, some other kind of ramifications associated with it. And then I did talk about self-control, did I? I think I'm talking about self-control and self-discipline. I think that's one and the same. And so I wanted to leave with the last thing. 2 Timothy 1:7. Come on, Wayne McMillan. I finally got me a verse on my own. I asked my daughter earlier for something. She didn't come back with something, so this fell into it. All right. 2 Timothy 1, verse 7. Okay? Georgianne got a verse. Y'all laughing. I taught Sunday school. I was a good Sunday school teacher, too. For years. All right. For the spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. I wanted to find self-discipline in the Bible because I think it's important that you understand that when I'm sitting here and I'm doing something, it's connected back to the Bible some kind of way. I mean, maybe I'll be our way or some kind of way, but it's going to connect back, because that's my base. That's the basic Georgianne, you see. For the spirit God gave us does not make us timid. That's an important line right there. The spirit God gave us does not make us timid. There ain't nothing timid about me. It gets me in trouble. But it's never been anything timid about me. I'm quiet, and people think I am, because turn the light on, baby, I'm there, but when the light's not on, I'm just quiet, very quiet. But I'm not timid, don't do it. And I was only, and just because that man burned me with a cigarette, don't anybody ever think that I was timid or that I was weak. We had been taught that we were not going to respond to anything they did when we were demonstrating. We were just going to keep going because that's what we were there to do. It was a nonviolent thing. I was young enough to whip his behind. I'm sorry. That's my Gary, Indiana. I'm sorry, Gary. That's not nice either. Okay. Let me go back to St. Timothy, Georgia. All right. St. Timothy. For the spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us what? Power. That's power. We have power. Gives us love. We got love. See, that's what they don't understand about us. They keep thinking that we're going to do to them what they did to us. We could give a flip less. They got all that. They're going to do us like that we did them. They're going to do us like that. We're going to let y'all go ahead and do yourselves in, which is what's going on now. And then the last part of that is self-discipline. God gave us a spirit of self-discipline, self-control. That's what we had to do today. If we can pull all what we did today and encapsulate it into a mantra, that may help. And use that mantra as a underground keyword or underground signal or underground something that will remind us on when we do this again to get it done, but get it done differently without WSB announcing it. Although I love WSB, I'm not talking about them. I'm just talking about any news outlet announcing our stuff. And then this is the last thing. I saw what some white guy said. He started it. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm not going to go there because I need to keep my YouTube going on. But I hope we remember what we're all about, what we're doing. See, we're supposed to be having fun now. And we can still do that. We can still super age. We can still get older without getting old. We gotta do something about what's going on around us, but don't get off of our journey. And start a business and get in business and get some groups together and coordinate some things together. And because we can, while all this is going on, we can still have life. You said, Georgia, who wants to have a good time? We do. We still want to have a good time. And we can still have a good time. But you got to know how to do it. How we're going to come together and do it. How we're going to come together and help one another. Because good time, it does not necessarily mean, good time is being able to eat. Good time is being able to have food. Good time is being having clothing, shelter. And knowing that somebody cares about you. Baby, that's what we all about. You know I'm all about that. You know I'm all about that. Why is that? Because I love you. I do. And you can't do anything about it.